So yesterday we spent
Isn't
hours.
a microphone on, right?
Yeah, the microphone is on this time. Let me make sure it's on. Uh, Yesterday we spent hours trying
What
to
is
look for
on this?
cat cafes in Takadanobaba, which didn't exist,
None
and
of them. None of them existed.
uh, yeah, none of them existed. We found one whose grand opening is apparently
The
going to
28th,
be on the 28th.
I think is what they said.
There were signs when we went up. They're like, "We're not open yet," and we didn't realize that there were signs right there on the way up at the stairs that said 2 and then 28. You know, 2 the sign for month and then 28, and it should have been obvious for us, but no. So there's a cat cafe. We'll maybe go next week or so, but today we ordered McDelivery. McDonald's delivers on little motorbikes and delivers directly to wherever you live. Apparently, like anywhere in Tokyo, and like there were options for like most of Japan, so you can get
For
McDonald's.
$3. Like the delivery fee was only $3.
That's cheap. Only $3 to deliver like anywhere in Japan. McDonald's. So even if you can't find one, as long as you have internet access, you could be in the internet cafe getting McDelivery delivered up to you.
How the fuck does this open? Oh,
Erica's having trouble.
I see.
All right, this is the 10th time trying to record this. Yesterday we went to the Maid Cafe in Akihabara. My dreamin'. Zio's back. And we just ordered McDelivery.
Zio, you owe me a 10.
Are you a 10?
Well, 1,000.
So apparently, like anywhere in Tokyo or anywhere in Japan,
we got
shh, I'm recording. Anywhere in
It's
Tokyo, I might be recording. Anywhere in Tokyo, anywhere in Japan, you can get McDonald's to deliver for you. So that's cool. We'll probably talk more about maid cafes later and all of our opinions with that, how much it costs, etc. It was like $72 for all of us. So I don't know if it needed to be that expensive or what. Maybe we just need to understand Japanese better. We tried looking for cat cafes, and we found one that wasn't open yet, opens on the 28th of February, and then 2 that just kind of stopped existing. I don't know if they moved to Akihabara, where all the weird stuff is going on, or something else, but yeah, well, what else did we do? There'll be video of some of the things we looked at in Akihabara, probably, and us talking in the streets. So we're gonna watch
You
this
weren't
and we're
looking
gonna
at me
comment on
anyway.
it as it's going. So a few days ago, we ordered McDelivery, and I think it was that day that we went to the Maid Cafe, or the day before.
My Avengers pajama pants. Okay, well, I shouldn't say Avengers pajama pants because it only has Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America on it. You know, the important Avengers.
So they came, and it looked like we gave them the right amount of money, and a bunch of people passing on the streets are like, what are they doing?
It was
Why is he
very
got a
nippy
camera?
there.
Eric's freezing. Zio said it looks like a drug deal because the guy's around the corner just
It's true.
handing us some bags. And
Yeah,
then,
all you really see is his arm.
Yeah, you can't see the McDonald's thing at all.
and then the first thing that Erica is handed is
Oh, I thought that they were gonna send us ketchup packets, so I put in the max amount you could get, which is 9, because I wanted them for my they had bacon cheddar fries, and so I put in 9. Turns out they were like ketchup like containers, like what you put like barbecue or sweet and sour in.
so we just have enough ketchup to drown a goldfish.
Why is that your first instinct, to drown the goldfish in ketchup?
And then
What's
like
wrong?
another McDelivery driver drives by. Like,
They look
right,
confused.
yeah, it's like I was like, wait, did he go twice? Like, did our order get submitted twice? Because it kind of looked like he was like, is this the place? But he stopped there, but he didn't get off his bike. But it's like they knew we were filming,
Like,
and they're
they-
like, we're
they
gonna drive
looked-
by so you can see the bike.
Well, they looked at each other very suspiciously. Maybe they're rival McDonald's. Like,
Ooh.
they're like a gang or something.
You're from the East
Um,
East 3rd Street McDonald's, and we're from the West 4th Street McDonald's.
We ordered from the McDonald's something with an O. So we're the O's, I guess. because we joined the gang by ordering from them.
Oh. Although this is supposed to be
Huh?
the heart logo, and people mess it up to an O.
Mostly you.
Shut up. I don't know if this video's looped already or.
Yes, it did. This is the second loop.
All right. We also went to Akihabara, and went to the My Dreamin', Maid
Yes.
Dreamin'. It's spelled My Dreamin'. Like I run My Otaku anime dating website, and it's spelled M-A-I Otaku, and this maid cafe is spelled M-A-I Dreamin', like My Dreamin', but really.
It is made dreaming because it's a play on the word made.
Yep, exactly. So you've got to take the word maid and don't read the my separately.
Context.
Yeah, my maid dreamin'.
But yeah, so we went to this maid cafe, and I don't much care for maid cafes personally. I see why they appeal to other people, but they don't appeal to me. This one specifically, I would say, would be the standard cafe. They did the cutesy stuff. They were in the cute little uniforms, but it wasn't over the top sweet. But my only problem really with this one, other than just how overpriced they were for really bad dessert, the actual food might have been okay, but my dessert was terrible. It was like $20.
Last time I went, I got spaghetti thing, and it was like overcooked spaghetti with like cold sauce, just like dribble on top or something.
Don't expect maid cafes to have food. Apparently not even desserts, which you would assume would be good given it's a maid cafe and dessert is kind of what you think of when you think of a cafe. But anyway, this one, my biggest problem with it, the maids have had cute uniforms. They obviously could have been a little longer. I believe that the maid should be about knee length and should wear tights instead of over-the-knee socks.
I don't know anything about women's clothes. Over-the-knee socks, tights, stockings.
Over-the-knee socks just have a habit of rolling down and they don't look very uniform.
And Erica said something about garters.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
And then if you wear garters to keep the socks up, garters are instantly sexual in American culture. Like, because people just don't wear garters unless it's like something sexual.
I would keep my socks up.
You're just gonna start wearing garters under your clothes.
All the way down to my ankle.
But my biggest problem with the one we went to is they kept the room so dark that it didn't provide an atmosphere. It just seemed shady. Like, you shouldn't have, like, you weren't supposed to be there.
Might have been the excitable drunk guy next to us.
Yeah, there was also a drunk guy.
Zio never turns the camera to me when I'm talking.
Because Erica's the focus.
Zio.
But they kept it so dark that it really brought down the atmosphere.
That wasn't hard, was it?
Like, it really made you think that you were somewhere you oughtn't to be. It made it seem more sexual than it was, because it really wasn't. They were very kind, very energetic, but the mood of the room was not. A lot of people who were there
Could have been the creepy guy sitting behind us, the drunk guy sitting to the left. I thought it was pretty colorful. There was a lot of... Maybe it was the direction they were... Like, the direction Erica was looking at the, like, back wall, which is... at one of the maid cafes I went to...
We were facing the same direction.
You're really good at interrupting people, Ryan.
Sorry.
And we were also sitting on the same side of the table.
I'm remembering you sitting across from us.
No.
Was that Zio?
That was Nauta sitting across from you. And yes, Zio.
I don't know. From what I saw, it seemed
need a
pink,
penny.
but like the other May Dreamin' that I went to had like a lot of decorations and there were pink hearts flowing everywhere and little
It was
pink lights.
very.
But this one,
What they
there
did
weren't
paint
as many
was
decorations.
pink. I'm just talking about like the room itself was just not properly lit.
Yeah, there wasn't much
and
like
there was a lot of
top lighting
green.
and color and.
Yeah, they put a lot. Their wallpaper was green and pink, which I liked when they had the lights bright. But when they had the lights dark, it just made the room darker.
And whenever they did a song, like it wasn't as colorful as it could have been. And
Yeah, they didn't have any lights or
they kept
anything.
doing the,
They just had
did
the
like
one
the same
stage
song
light.
twice.
Yeah, we were there for an hour, and they danced twice, and each time it was to the same song. So even the performance was... and another problem I had with this one specifically was there was a lot of maids working and not a whole lot of customers, and yet we didn't have any... our maids kind of talked to us the bare minimum they had to. They weren't very engaging.
I read
Which
a
is
little
kind
bit
of
that
the
it might
point.
it might have been better if you like knew Japanese and maybe that you'd understand that they're explaining the blowing on the candle and you're in a dream world then. But really, even last time I went and we tried to speak Japanese really well, they didn't
But even
care too much to
But even
interact.
that, when she was doing that whole process, it was supposed to be her introduction to the Maid Cafe. She was very rushed about it, like she had something else she needed to be doing, and it just
They
wasn't.
didn't come over and play any games or anything.
They didn't even talk to us really, and I'm like, so what the fuck are we paying? What was it, $78 for 3 people?
$72. It was like
And we didn't even have any actual food.
the
We
stuff
got
is
dessert.
ridiculously expensive. It costs 500 yen an hour just to sit there, which is $5 an hour. That's not too bad, but then like you have to also order something, and I'm not sure if there's
What
like
if
a
I have
minimum
my
of
keychain?
one menu item, like if you have to order like a combo meal, which is like a dollar dessert, a dollar soda, and a dollar keychain, and the photograph
Yeah,
of the
you
maid
got
for
this
$21.
little keychain, and it's a cute little keychain and all. But
Okay, maybe that's like a $3 keychain.
yeah,
but,
you know.
but still, total $21 per person plus the $5 just to be there. It's like $26 a person.
And I wouldn't have mind so much if the dessert itself wasn't just so bad.
Yeah.
Like, they ordered the parfaits, which are essentially just fancy ice cream.
Mine was alright, kind of small, and then like the fruit and cornflakes at the bottom weren't very good.
But I ordered their, you could get ice cream or a cake dessert. And I got the cake dessert, and it was literally a very tiny wedge of the most blandest sponge cake I've ever tasted. It had very plain like whipped topping on it, like that had no flavor. And at the bottom of the sponge cake, someone had thrown in dark chocolate chips that had like sunk to the bottom, like wasn't even mixed in the batter. It was just like sitting in the bottom row of the sponge cake.
I like dark chocolate chips.
And a scoop of frozen plain vanilla ice cream. It wasn't even good vanilla ice cream. It was like the like great value
Like
brand ice.
Hy-Vee.
Yeah,
Hy-Vee
it was
ice.
like just the whole it was unedible across the board, just terrible.
And I don't know if it
and-
needed to be that expensive. Like maybe you could just order like a $3 drink and then the $5 sitting fee and sit there for an hour for $8, which wouldn't be quite so bad, if there was a reason to sit there.
But there
Like,
wasn't.
Yeah, because
They weren't the maids were energetic and nice when you were actually engaging with them, but they never engaged you.
I think the thing is though, a lot of maid cafes might not be like that, which is
Yeah, I think we just kind of took a shot in the dark and
well,
Shot
maid
poorly.
Dreamin', there's like 5 of them that are like right on the main strip in Akihabara, so they probably have a ton of different chains. And that's probably why it's gotten blander and boringer. And
they don't have to try as hard.
they advertise as being the #1 maid cafe, and I don't know if #1 just means you have the most maid cafes, but
The most maids, maybe.
yeah, maybe
It's a quantity
you could be #1 in
over
something.
quality.
But they don't interact a whole lot, and
Like, because really, you could be the #1 of a lot of things if it's self-proclaimed. Like, we're probably the #1 con ran by various Dante members.
yeah.
We only have 4, but that's probably at least 2 more than other cons.
But I went to another maid cafe, Queen's Court, where it's $8 for. Let's see, how much was it? It was $8 for 30 minutes at the cafe. This one is kind of expensive now that I look back at it, with unlimited free drinks. But that was just soda, and they didn't really explain that very well. And if you wanted like unlimited free alcohol, it was $30 an hour to sit there. And also, you had to get this membership card. Like, you can't sit there without this membership points card, and the card was $3. So we ended up getting roped into a package deal for $20, where you get an hour to sit there, photograph with all the maids, and the points card for free, which was really, like a $12 value, but you get the picture too per person.
Yeah,
for $20.
pictures are a big things at the maid cafes.
They always
Same with
they
the
do,
Pop Idol place.
They do spend like a good several minutes drawing on them, and like, but it's like
But that was
that's not interacting
when we
with
went
us.
to
So.
the Maid Dreamin'. That was probably the most interaction we saw with the maids doing anything.
Mhm.
One of their specialty things was the menu claimed they would like make a cocktail especially for you. But all it was is they made the cocktail in the back, came out, and then shook the tumbler.
So maybe the
in front of you, the shaker.
Maybe the people next to us are trying to sleep. So we'll continue talking soon and talk about more maid cafes.
Did you move this stuff off?
What stuff?
Empty the SD card.
Yes.
My thumb is up, so.
Okay.
We're talking about the SD card.
Yeah, we're talking about. You're still recording. Just keep recording. Don't stop recording. So vending machines are a huge thing in Japan, and they're just like everywhere. We're just walking down the street, and there's a vending machine. There's like 8 vending machines that way. Just every block, there's a new vending machine. But what I want to know is, why is this one cheaper?
This one specifically is like 20 yen cheaper than all the other ones in the area.
20 yen's about 20 cents. So a giant can of Pepsi, $1. This and this if like you went to a gas station in America or here, it'd be like $1.50, $1.75.
Yeah, I think it's like 17 ounces. Is
almost 20 ounces. So this is almost the kind of
like
Mountain Dew that we normally drink. Yeah. But here, exactly 100 yen, $1. But then at the other machine, it was 120 down.
Well, it's same with the other Pepsi machines. Literally every other machine has been $1.20.
See, I thought for a second that maybe it was because it was Pepsi, it was going to be cheaper.
No, because we got Pepsi from the other one.
But one of the other machines has like a point system, so maybe your extra 20 cents is going towards collecting points over time, and like you redeem them for like a
But I've
wallet
only seen
or
that
shirt.
with the one machine though.
But they're usually, this would be 120 to 150, and I don't know why it's 100 yen here. But we've discovered the vending machine that will save us over the course of our time probably 200 yen.
Oof,
like
which would be
10
about
Pepsis.
$2.
Yeah, so, woo.
Yeah, so.
But vending machines are everywhere. You can get all kinds of things with them. We'll stop at some other weird ones.
We've been told that there's weird ones, but we've kind of been in the non-weird parts of Tokyo.
When we see some weird vending machines.
Yeah, so we've only found drinks. We haven't seen anything strange. We haven't even seen food, just drinks.
I think I've seen food.
Oh, we've seen ice cream.
Okay, yeah.
We've seen ice cream, but not like.
We'll show you when
not
we
like
see them.
chips or anything like what we have. So.
And cut. Cigarettes.
These high pressure tactics.
All right, let's both look at the camera when I say cigarettes. Cigarettes. All right, good.
So it appears that the Pringles man has gained a top hat and a body. It's very classy.
He's moving up in the world.
He is.
We're outside of Closet Child, and this is how I found the place last time. I saw a bunch of brand names across the street, and I tried to go in all the doors that I could over there, and they didn't lead anywhere. And I think some of the signs in Japanese said that if you were looking for the place, it's actually across the street. But there was no English translation when I was here last year, so I had no idea where I was going. And then I wandered back and forth a couple times up and down this street until eventually I found the place by seeing the sign. Hopefully you guys can see that. You guys probably can't see me because of the sun. So.
What's up?
There's Zio.
Hey, how's it going?
And yeah, so Eric is in there looking at all the Lolita stuff.
And there is a Lego octopus on top of that building.
There's a Lego octopus behind me.
It's quite frightening.
Yeah, so Lego octopus, Lolita store behind us here. There's like 3 floors. The first floor seems to be all the cute clothes, and then the second floor is not so cute clothes, and then the third floor seemed to be like not as famous of clothes or something. I don't know, but
I think the second floor is visual K.
The second floor was definitely darker stuff though, so there were more blacks and things like that. So anyway, yeah, Harajuku. The streets are not that crowded right behind me, but earlier they were super crowded, and then when we wandered around, well, they're pretty darn crowded, but I've seen worse, like trying to walk through them. It's like being a salmon in a pond. You just have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's a karaoke thing. No idea.
That sign says karaoke.
So yes.
The green sign.
So yes, it's a karaoke.
The green one, but this is on the 9th floor.
Is it?
Yeah. So we're eating at some place that had the ticket vendor machines, and I got.
Because Brian doesn't want to talk to people.
I was okay with talking to people. The first place we went to,
You insisted
did-
you found a place with a machine.
I just suggested it. But then they decided on the first place the machine didn't have pictures, so that was a little too dangerous. So
Not
this
fish.
machine had
Not fish.
this machine had pictures, and I got kimukarudan, which is, I believe, meat and rice. Well, anything don is going to be a rice bowl, so it's meat and supposedly like a thicker meat and some kind of spicy thing. It's pretty good. I've had surprise meat dishes here that I have not liked, and so here I'm happy, and there's miso soup. And
Speaking of miso soup, you don't use a spoon. You just drink it out of the bowl.
yeah, the first couple times I was like, where's the spoon? How am I gonna drink this? And if drinking it out of the bowl, you can't just blow on that one part. It's all hot, so you've got to wait for it all to cool down.
You almost have to save it for the end of your meal.
Yeah,
like-
which is not bad if you didn't
It's
like
just-
it, because
it's
then
just different. Like in America, we think of soup as like a pre-meal. Here, it's part of your meal, but again, it's usually very, very hot. So it's almost something you drink like towards the end of your meal.
TLDR, I kind of miss having a spoon.
I like drinking from the bowl. Like spoons, though I love Japanese spoons. I own like 20 of them. But I like drinking from a bowl. I think it for one, it's less clutter. And it takes so long to eat soup off of, especially our spoons.
All right, my food's getting cold. Bye. We're in Akihabara. Erica can't say any of these Japanese words. Takada no baba, takada no baba, takada no baba.
Takababa.
We're in Akihabara, and there's a sign for Maid Cafe, the at-home cafe, which we'll probably go to maybe tonight if we can find a bank or something that'll convert money.
These are expensive.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive. I'm not. We just went to My Dreamin', which is kind of where some of the ideas for the Anime Midwest Maid Cafe came from, like have a candle and blow on it.
I
It's
think
magic.
where the it seems like with most maid cafes, you're paying for the atmosphere and performance. With this one, it seemed like you were more paying for the gimmicky, like keychain, the pictures. 'Cause we got pictures taken. We each got a souvenir keychain.
Yeah. So something just suddenly got really loud across the street.
Unfortunately. But yeah, it seemed like we were more paying for the souvenirs you get when you leave than the experience. Can't say I much cared for it. My dessert was really terrible and bland,
It might have been better if you understood some of the Japanese they were saying,
but I don't.
like where they explained what they were doing and kind of made it an atmosphere.
They did dance, but you got the idea that they only knew the one song because in the hour we were there, they danced it in twice and nothing else.
Yeah, every time someone came in, they said something in Japanese and all the maids clapped, but it didn't really make much sense. So I think
And
our
overall,
awesome maid
the
cafe.
energy was pretty. The energy was pretty low. Like the
the
maids
maids have
were,
energy.
but yeah, the maids were happy and fun, energetic, and everything. But all of the customers, it was almost like they were like being forced to enjoy themselves.
I don't know, some of them, like the guy sitting
drunk
behind,
guy?
there was a drunk guy, and then the guy sitting behind us looked kind of like,
Yeah, like I don't know.
so maid cafes really aren't for really everyday people, so that's kind of,
Like they're fun, but you really gotta have the inner. Like you have to go very lighthearted. If you go too seriously, you're not gonna enjoy yourself. Especially if you go to one of the cutesy ones,
and
because
from
they're gonna shove that down your throat.
the internet said there were like 200 maid cafes now, so probably a lot of them are chains. There might be like 20 different types, maybe.
Yeah, 'cause we were.
And I want to
read
find the
about a
different
few.
types. Like one where girls dress up as boys,
Is one that we were looking at.
and Erica would like to find that one. right behind us. That's why they had the street closed off. But they had the street closed off earlier, and people were able to walk on the street all day.
We're not
I don't know
sure
if it was some kind of Sunday market or big Akihabara sale thing.
But they just reopened the street. That's why we had to move.
Yeah, they kicked us off the street when we were trying to film there. Now everyone's walking on the sidewalk and there's cars on the streets again. So the streets are open. We're going to try and find another maid cafe that's hopefully different and interesting. And otherwise we need to exchange money. And because it was like, I didn't know you have to sit and pay a sitting fee for an hour. You don't have to sit for the hour, but it's 500 yen, $5 per hour to sit there, and then you have to have a minimum of one item. But I don't know if that was like one like menu set that was the minimum. Like you have to just get one of the $20 sets, or if you could just be like, oh, all right, I'll sit and have a drink, and then be like $10. Otherwise, it was like $71 for all three of us because we each had to get like a $21 ice cream, $21 parfait, and a drink. So you know, like a $4 parfait and a $2 drink and a $2 keychain comes to $21. Math.
My glove is poking me.
Hajimemashou.
Start.
Yes.
Oh, we just had sushi at one of the conveyor belt sushi places, but no one was eating the sushi off the conveyor belt because you could order it with a little screen that worked in English. You changed languages to like Japanese, English, probably Chinese, something like that. Daijoubu desu. So we
I should probably
kind of ordered everything that we wanted and kind of picked things, and it was the same price as the things going on the conveyor belt. Maybe the conveyor belt was just so that people could kind of see what they're gonna get if they order that thing, or just pick it up without having to wait for it, because I got a lot of things that they probably just took off the conveyor belt and put on the tray and sent out to me. We had sake and salmon and toro, 3 different tuna things. Zio had some crab, but there was no butter, so I wasn't going to have the crab. I had some chocolate cake. It's kind of dry, but it was only $1.80, so that's not expensive for dessert. So I was excited. Daijoubu desu. I don't know if daijoubu is the right word, like it's okay. Hopefully, we'll look that up. Maybe I'll just say sumimasen. But yeah, it was fun. Zio and I ate there, and Zio spent $27.
Sorry, just showing off the line.
And I spent $18. So, but Zio got crazier stuff like the crab, etc. So, yeah, more adventures. Begin.
What? Hello, here we are at a sushi bar of sorts. Well, Ryan and I just spent the past probably half hour or so eating random things off of plates. At first we decided to open up, there's TV screens in front of each place that you're sitting at, and we very easily found how to crack into the English menu and order stuff that we actually understood. So, I ended up just having not much to start with. We both decided to order sake, and it was pretty good. Pretty good for hot sake. And I just started taking random plates that I decided to rip off the conveyor belt. And I decided at first I'd stop at 10 plates. That didn't end up working out. I stacked up to about 12 or so. I ended up spending a little more money than I thought it would, but it was completely worth it. This was probably one of the best, if not the best, sushi joints I've been to probably in my entire life. However, I did have only one thing out of the entire night here that I didn't exactly like. Natto, which is essentially, what is that, fermented soybeans, I believe, and a sushi roll. And at first I was like, well, I've had this before and it was disgusting, but it was packaged. So I was like, maybe because it had time to ferment in with itself, it would be disgusting. So I'd have it fresh. That didn't work. I thought I was gonna throw up. It was terrible. But we finished the rest of our meal and it was amazing.
The moral of today's lesson is don't eat the fermented soybeans. If you get a brownish bean colored pasty thing, don't eat that.
If it's stringy.
Especially if it's stringy, throw it out. Yeah, just
you're into
kindly pretend it doesn't exist, and that'll probably be the most culturally acceptable way to not eat it. Just pretend it's not there.
Alright, I'm doing the thing.
You recording?
Yeah.
All right. So we have $3,200 in the PayPal account right now. What should I do?
Invest in a local lemonade stand. I know. Why don't you buy more stock in Sprint? How much?
Zio, we're supporting your company.
How much stock can I buy?
Because it's my company, yeah.
Hold on, let me look this up.
How much stock can I buy for $3,200? The whole company.
No, that would probably buy you like T-Mobile or something.
All of T-Mobile.
Something nobody ever uses. It's 8.43 cents divided by $3,200. I don't think this is a smart company investment.
Invest in us.
Okay, what's your return plan? How do you plan to make that money back?
Smile and nod.
We talked about the neighbor being hookers. That's already done.
I do wonder why she gets in at 12:30 every night.
Loudly and kind of annoyed sounding, too.
Speaking of which, she should be homesick.
Honestly, I think we should just figure out what $3,200 worth of gummy worms looks like.
Guys, this is convention money. We have to spend it on stuff that'll either...
Like buying Erica a new suitcase.
that'll make the... Will that make
Hold
the
on.
attendees happy?
Theo, you have to come show them my fixed wheels.
If you can't see, that's duct tape.
It's
You might
electrical
need
tape.
to rezoom on the...
It's electrical tape.
It is electrical tape.
I
We
don't
couldn't
understand
afford duct
tape. They look round-ish.
They're
You should have taped them at the beginning.
how was I?
Are they all taped now?
I put because these were starting to get rough, so I put a layer of tape on them too.
That's the $60 suitcase. That broke. And it broke.
So Ryan, you know how whenever you get a cut, you like to make sure it's clean and put on a Band-Aid?
You don't?
Well, not as much as you do. So I brought Band-Aids with you in mind.
I hate you so much.
That's what I thought they were. It's fantastic.
I'm gonna...
They even come with stickers.
I'm buying my own Band-Aids.
Don't throw your brush at me.
Don't throw my brush at me.
Because injuring yourself is magic.
Friendship is not magic. Revenge is. Oh. Well, we got...
See, look at me. I'm sitting up here waving my arms.
The other child wants attention.
Luigi, get back to your corner. Focus on Ryan before he has an aneurysm.
I was trying to end it. This is what it's like. Three people cramped in the hotel room for ever. Let's hope our hotel in Hakone is a little nicer. We've got one more day left here, so we're going to try and figure out what else in Takadano Baba we can do. I'm going to maybe update the wiki travel page to like type all the things we've learned. Like you can go to... You can only... The last call at the sushi go-round is at 10:45. Except it's not called sushi go-round. I saw one of those before, though.
I'm going to continue to pay far more attention to Twitch Plays Pokemon than I have anything to do with Japan. The Olympics, no. This. This is the pinnacle of what we've reached as a society. Anarchy versus democracy. The dome versus the helix fossil.
Praise be the helix fossil.
Bird Jesus versus the false prophet.
That is much more exciting than our trip, you have to admit.
They're almost to the end.
They are. They're
Just
so
one
close.
more badge. One more
Item
badge.
TM14. TM14.
Fuck this solar beam.
I think that was like 22 or something, I'm not sure.
So, right now, there's a level 62 Pidgeot named Abba Jesus. Abba Jesus versus a level 3 Pidgey. Let's see what he's gonna do. She's trying really hard to get the whirlwind. No, fight, item, team, nope, back, down, up, left. Ah!
On a previous note, I would also like to say I hope our next hotel is actually a hotel because we are staying in an apartment right now.
Yeah, we're going to the Hyatt Regency Hakone using points that we got from our wonderful Hyatt. So we're gonna experience that place and show you if it's cool. Should be cool. I mean, Hyatt's always been cool. Awesome for us.
At least there will probably be people there that speak English well.
They spoke okay English here.
The manager did.
So that's all for tonight.